Hi, it's Malcolm from Aquaspray. If you notice any oil coming from the bottom of your machine, it's probably an oil leak. I'm going to show you in this video series on how to determine where it's coming from and how to fix it. So in the last video we took all the front off and we've got the housing and we're going to replace the seals in there. If it's the motor, the main motor seal, which is in the back end of here, this is what you need to do. First thing is to try and get the wobble plate off and the bearings. So with a screwdriver you can just slot them out. You need to just keep them somewhere nice. You can, most of the time, get long nose pliers and just pull the wobble plate off. What you must not forget is to take the little keyway out. If you lose the keyway, it is never going to create pressure. So I'll stick that over there. I'll get the motor somewhere closer to me, making sure that all the oil that's dripping out is not going to go everywhere. So this is straightforward. We need to take this housing off, which is literally just these bolts. The problem is you need to completely strip the motor down. So we need to, first things first, take the bolts off the motor. Underneath the rubbers here there is a screwdriver, a little screw that will hold the rubber buffers on. You can take them four out and take the whole thing off. It's just easier this way. If you've got the thing in front of you, you can see the nuts and bolts. So just need to take all these four off. Don't lose the bolts and washers. You just need to take the motor off. Stand. For now, so you're left with the motor like that. So we'll take the electric box lid off. Don't lose the screws. You can actually see oil inside this electric box. So the oil's been into the motor housing and it's been upside down at some point and it's come out the top. So that's going to need really cleaning down. Again, I put all the screws in the correct places with an Allen key. Don't lose any of the bolts. This is now all loose. Screwdriver for the fan cover, so we need to take the fan off first. These are only small screws and can be easily lost. There's three of them, one on each side and one on the bottom. Slippy. So there's all the screws. Take the fan cover away. That'll reveal the fan. And then you've got the same Allen key just to loosen off the fan clamp. Don't lose the clamp, you're going to need that. These fans don't come off that easily. You need to be careful not to bend them. Oh, that's easier than I said. Keep hold of the fan. And now you can just unscrew these 4 bolts. There is no spring pressure in these, so it doesn't matter which one you take off first or whether you unscrew all of them first. And the screws. So
So this housing should really just come off now once we just knock it from the back end. We'll just show you underneath the plate. This is where you'll see, even if the oil's good, sometimes if there's any moisture in there, it's always better to clean underneath. Certainly if you've got it this far stripped down, you might as well clean it underneath anyway. Sometimes these are really, really tight, but you can just lever it from the edge. Just pop it up. This one's pretty perfect, really. A little bit dirty on the oil on the top, but all in all, it's quite good condition. So the next thing is we need to give it a sharp tap on the back end. And this is where you feel like bomb disposal. Because the last thing you want to do is drop it onto the windings. These windings have got to be totally clean and dry. If you see any that are really discoloured, then chances are there's something wrong with your motor. All the oil is in here, in this chamber here, and that's what's come round and out of the top. So we need to drain this off as much as we can, and probably the easiest way to do that is just to lift it in the back end like that, and then you can just leave it to drain while you're doing all the rest of the work. So with the bearing in here, you can actually see where it's been leaking at the back there. This black sludge. So that oil, in fact, I would say that oil seal has been trapped in there. I don't know whether it'll come up on camera, but it feels melted. Anyway, so we need to get the shaft out of this housing. The easiest way is to use a press. Let's go to work and get the press done. So we've got it in a hydraulic press here to press it out from the bearing. It is possible to get a piece of wood and just tap it, have it in a vise and tap it down. But if you've got a press, you should use a press because it's so much easier to do. Just make sure that you don't drop this. So on the main motor shaft, you need to make sure that there's no real big grooves in there where the seal sits. Once you've done that and that's nice and clean, just pop that out of the way for now, you can actually see how this seal has failed. How it's done that, I don't know. There's no reason why it should be folded inwards. I would have expected it to be folded the other way when the shaft goes in. There's a bearing in the back end. You have to be really careful not to break the bearing too much. But with the tool, we give it a sharp tap. Once it's down onto the bearing, which it feels like it is, just one tap, and then we've got the bearing out. There's a remainder of that seal, which it has caught the seal inside. So this is a bit of a nightmare job really, but we've got to try and get that seal out of there. So if you're doing this, you just need to make sure that you're on the seal only, and don't score any of the housing or else it'll never leak, or it'll always leak I should say. And work your way round. Gently until the rest of the seal pops out. So now it's a case of just cleaning all this up completely and making sure it's dry, and then we'll refit the bearing in there. So now it's all nice and clean. That's where the seal is going to fit. It's only a couple of quid seal. So a little bit of lubrication from the back end, just grease it all the way around. You don't have to overpack it, and again around there, this will make it easier to slot in. And we're going to just push it with the spring side facing up. So if you notice, there's a flat side and there's one with a spring in there. So it's a spring facing up, and then we're going to just push it in with the tool. And the idea is to just use slightly rocking motion and then keep checking to see when it's fitted right down the bottom. You don't want to over push it, so just keep rocking all the way until it's all the way in. Just a little bit more. There you go. So that's the oil seal fitted. We'll add a little bit of lubrication for the motor when it fits back in. You need to just clean this bearing, because if you notice, the ball bearings came out of it. You can't lose any of these ball bearings, or else you'll just have to replace the whole bearing. Once that is clean and all the bearings are in the proper housing, we need to put it upside down and get it as flat as possible, but you will see it slightly out a little bit. There's just one sharp tap with a hammer to knock it in. Don't hit it too hard, or else that'll be broken. So now the seal's in the back end, the bearing's in the right way. All we need to do now is to press the bearing onto the shaft again. Okay, so with a little bit of lubrication where the bearing and the seal will sit, and again inside there, you can pop that on. The main thing now is to get it nice and straight. And I think go. And what you're looking for is a little keyway to be all the way through. It will only go on so far. You're just got to make sure that the bearing's not trapped. That's good. So I'm back home now. It's the new seals fitted, bearings are fitted. We just need to fit it back into the pump. I've had enough time to drain this out. If it comes to it, you can just make sure that you dry this as much as you can, because it'll come out of that hole and then you'll think you've not sealed it, but it'll just be what's left draining. And if you're going to be putting a screwdriver and poking it round, you've got to make sure that you don't scratch the windings. If you damage the windings, you're going to damage the motor, and then it's game over. So once that's all nice and clean, then we're going to start to reassemble. Again, without scratching the windings. Push that home. And then with the screws and your Allen key, screw these up. So it's nice and clean in the top here. so we can put the top plate. I have everything that's over there all nicely laid out, ready to go in. So make sure you check and clean that seal before it goes back on. Make sure it's on there before you put the top on, because if you kink that, it will then leak again. So I'll put this back on. And again, this doesn't need to be tight, but it's good if you tighten it evenly. Once that's on, it's better to put the frame make sure it's in position, and then bolt this up with the 4 nylock nuts. Don't forget your washers. Once that's done, we need to make sure this fan goes on. Sometimes you can get it on with your thumb, and other times you need to tap it on. You don't want to be too harsh with this. You want it a good few mil away from the actual housing, so it's not going to rub before you put the clamp on. Doesn't have to be mega tight, it's just that it can't catch anything. With these, there's usually a little rubber. You can normally see where it's glued on, which you can't on this one, funnily enough. Stick it there and just line the holes up for your little screws, little self tappers. That's the fan casing back on. That's usually glued in place, that little rubber, just to stop it vibrating. We need to put the electric box on. And again, just tighten these corner to corner because you want this even, so that if there's any rain, if it's ever out in the rain or damp, so that's the electric box on. There's still quite a bit of oil in there, which I'll just get out. Capacitor, just rotate that round. Just make sure that the wires can't be trapped when you screw the screws back in. So put the electric box on. So now it's just looking like a normal service. Rebuild the front on it and then give it a test pretty much. So make sure all these are clean inside and out if you're going to be putting these on yet. Certainly the glass at the side. Don't need to put the top on yet because we need to fill it with oil. But certainly the sump plug, make sure that's all nice and clear and clean, and the O-ring's good. There you go. So the idea is to get the keyway at the top of the shaft and then just slot the keyway in. Make sure you got this shaft at the top, cut out for the keyway, and then use your thumbs to just slide it on. Then what you want to do is turn it upside down so you can fit the ring, the bearing and the front race, and it won't fall off. With that done, we have the main housing plate to put back on. What we need to do is just put a little bit of grease where the pistons are going to be sat through, and then insert each piston, so spring, piston retainer and the piston. Then we can just bolt that back on. So with the wobble disc in the place, it's always best to start in that top corner, because you can always get a couple of threads on it without any spring pressure. So once you've got a couple of threads on it, this is where you need to pinch it in with your thumb and start this corner off as well. Now at present, if you look at it, it's not very even, and you need to be able to tighten this nice and evenly. So always try and get all the bolts in and started. Then once you've got them started and they start to move, 1, 2, 3, just keep going round. Make sure this goes on as even as possible. If you trap that O-ring, you'll be back to square one with an oil leak. So once you get really close where the actual O-ring is here, that's where you don't want to trap it, so you take it easy and you take it a little bit slower now. And just keep going until you start to feel it butt up right to the aluminium plate. Like that one is, and that one is, now that one, and that one, and then just give them that extra little torque in opposite corners. So that's that done. So normally while I've got this, the sump plug on, the oil glass on, all the fronts on, there's no way that the oil should be able to leak from here. But I would fill this oil up first. So now the oil's full, I can put the tap on. While I'm reassembling all the pump, if there's any leak, I'll be able to notice it from now. So reassembling, maybe a little bit of grease on the pistons, spacers for the oil seal go on first. Just really tighten that housing there. A little bit of grease on the back end to hold all the seals in place. There is a video on how to change the water seals if you lose which way these go. I always put the hole at the top. That's that done. A little bit of grease, mainly to just hold this washer in place because it doesn't really need so much grease. And then we should just slot that on like so. Now I know one of the brass collars is quite tight in there, so it's not completely home. So I'm going to tighten these up evenly again to draw it into its correct seated position. So once they're home, just giving that a little bit extra nudge. Again, not too tight. As long as they're even, it's a good thing. And that is it. The oil seals are done. What we need to do now is to really test it, give it a really good run, make sure there's some clean rags underneath or something so you can see if any oil's dripped out. Apart from that, let's plug it in, give it a test, and away we go.